Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Almost the weekend. How exciting. I wanted to hop on quick and talk to you guys about nutrition because nutrition is the hardest thing for a lot of people, but that is also where 80 to 90% of results come from. You are not going to get the results you want if you only work out and don't change your nutrition. So I'm going to explain to you guys a little bit about nutrition, what I do, some tips, tools, all that good stuff. So make sure you watch this whole thing and you know what you're going to do, because otherwise, like I said, you're not going to get the results you want. First things first, you have to know what program you're doing. A lot of people start out with 21-day fix, so I'm kind of going to talk through the 21-day fix stuff here on Beachbody On Demand. However, pretty much everything on here is pretty similar. So when you figure out your program, if you signed up with that specific program, you may, you've gotten a little thing in the mail that printed out. Otherwise, everything is on Beachbody On Demand for all the programs. So just go to Beachbody On Demand and click on the program you are starting with. Make sure you guys go under program materials and read the starter guide, this quick start guide or whatever. It is so important to make sure that you read through all the materials, you know exactly what you're doing. Otherwise, you're going to be confused and you're not going to be confident, and it's just not going to go well. So go under program materials, make sure you do the start here, and then go under nutrition. This is where I want you guys to start. So under the nutrition tab, make sure you have everything. I like to say print everything out. So especially the food list. I always have a food list printed out. It's hanging on my fridge. That way I can look at it super quick. If I don't know what something is, if I want to see if something's approved, I have the food list right there. So how these programs work is you have your program and you're going to have to calculate out what bracket you're in. So you're going to have your weight, because otherwise we're not going to know how many calories you need to eat. So make sure you have an accurate weight. Figure out what bracket you're in, and then from there, it's super simple. All you have to do is eat that many containers throughout the day. So bracket A for a lot of programs is like 3 veggies, 2 fruit, 4 proteins, 2 carbs, 1 blue, 1 orange, and a teaspoon or 2. That's very common. That's kind of a basic meal plan for us. So with that being said, all you have to do is, if it says 4 red containers, throughout the day, you eat 4 red containers. So you can have maybe yogurt for breakfast, eggs, some chicken, and whatever. That's how it works. It's super simple as that. As far as how much you need to eat, most of the foods on there, all you have to do is fit it in the container. You don't want it overflowing. You want to make sure that you can get the lid on. That is the portion control part, so don't want it heaping. But some of them, like bread, asparagus, some of those things that don't really like fit into a little container, it'll just tell you next to it, asparagus is 10 asparagus things. Bread is 1 slice. So look through that. Make sure you know exactly, if you have foods on there that aren't aren't measured by the containers, make sure that you read them and know what you guys are doing. So once you go through that, I want you guys to look through all that, know what you're doing, and then I want you to make your meal plan. So there are approximately 1,000 meal plans on Pinterest, and you can definitely look at those for some good ideas. But what I want you to do is make your own, because if you print off someone else's meal plan or you use someone else's meal plan, there are going to be foods on there that you don't want to eat, and it is going to be much harder for you to stick to it versus if you make it and all the foods are what you like. So make your own meal plan. I do it on a piece of paper. I literally just grid it out. I probably have some in here. I just make a grid on my paper. I have a billion, and I keep them because sometimes I want to redo them. So I just make a grid on here. I usually highlight them when I prep them, X them out when I eat them. I have the days across. I have my meals down. And so how I do it personally is I always do dinners first. So dinner's the meal I usually eat with my roommates and or my boyfriend. And so I plan that first. So I plan my dinner, and then I get those containers X'd off so I know how many I have left, and then I can fill in the rest of the meals. I also know I'm going to drink my Shakeology every day. So that's a red. So I'm going to count that off as a red, and then anything I put in there. So if I put peanut butter in there, fruit in there, spinach in there, those are all things I can cross off also. So I just tally as I go, and then I can fill it in easier. You know, maybe at the end of the day I have one grain left. Perfect. I can have some cucumbers or some carrots, versus if I don't plan and I get to dinner and it's like, oh, now I have a purple and a green left. Like, what are you going to make? So if you plan ahead and have it all planned out, it's much easier. So from your meal plan, I want you to make a direct grocery list. So go from your meal plan. This is what I do, is I count on my meal plan. Okay, I have eggs on here 6 times. Each eggs are, 1 serving of eggs is 2, so I need a dozen eggs. Boom. I have apples on here 4 times, so I need 4 apples. That is going to be how you don't overbuy, and that is going to be how you save money, and that is going to be how you don't have to go back to the store every other day because you're missing something. So literally make a list directly off of your meal plan. Now, week 1 might be a little rough because you're getting used to the portions and stuff, but as you go and as you get more used to it, it's going to be a lot easier for you to literally buy exactly what you need and not waste extra money. Last thing, 2 things actually. Last thing, after that, you obviously go grocery shopping, stick to your list. Don't buy anything else off the list. Stick to the list. Stick on the list. And then the other thing is, I recommend doing it before you go grocery shopping, otherwise you're just going to have more stuff and it's going to be a mess, is clean out your pantry, clean out your fridge. If you live with people, it's definitely harder. But to be honest, I just tell whoever I'm living with, like, hey, look, I am doing this 3-week program, really strict. I really want to just feel better. I've been feeling crappy about myself. I am easily tempted, so if you wouldn't mind not bringing bad food into the house for the next month, I would really appreciate it. I'm going to throw out all my bad food. If you want to throw out all your bad food or eat it before Monday, that's great. I would just really appreciate your support, and if you want to eat clean with me, that's awesome. So that's what I say. Like, I say that to my roommate, I say that to my boyfriend, and they're pretty supportive. They don't bring in cookies and crackers and all that stuff. My boyfriend's definitely gotten worse about it, but they're pretty good about supporting me. So ask them, and they might not be okay with it, but do the best you can to get rid of all the bad food in your house so that you're not tempted to eat it, because if it's not there, you're not going to eat it. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Drop a comment below. I also recommend prepping beforehand. So when I get home from the grocery store, I cut everything up, just my fruits and veggies for sure, and then I will make like my yogurts for the week. I do yogurt and like peanut butter and fruit mixed up, so I'll make those for a couple days out, stuff like that, so it's easier to grab and go. Depending on how your schedule is, you might want to cook every day, you might have super busy, so you want to have everything prepped. It just depends on what works for your schedule. So that's all. I'm going to stop rambling. If you guys have any questions, please drop a comment below. Otherwise, let us know what program you're doing, what bracket you're in, and drop a picture of your meal plan so we can see it. We can help you. We can help you improve. We will be calling you guys out if you're eating food that is not on the meal plan, because this is an accountability group, and that's what we do. Like, I'm your coach. Megan's your coach. So we're here to call you out and be like, hey, look, you told me you wanted to lose weight, but you're eating white bread. Stop it. So if it's not on that food list, we are going to call you out, because that's what we're here for. We're not doing it to be mean. We're doing it because we're helping you reach your goals, and that's what we're here for. So make sure you know what's on the meal plan and what's not, so you don't have to be called out. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have a great weekend, and I'm so excited to get started Monday.